Hey guys, it's Coach Mike, owner of Empowered Sports and Fitness, and we are back again for another movement game of the day. And today's game is called Mr. Flexible. This is a fun social skills game that I like to utilize with my athletes that you can utilize with your athletes at home. Here is how you play. Now, Mr. Flexible is based on the zones of regulation. I've talked about the zones of regulation before in other videos, but for a quick review, we're going to go through the different zones. So we've got the green zone, which means our athlete has focused eyes, listening ears, and a calm, safe body. We've got the yellow zone. The yellow zone means that we might be feeling a little excited, a little silly. Okay, so that's the yellow zone. We've got the blue zone. The blue zone means that our athlete might be feeling a little tired, a little sleepy, or they could be feeling kind of sad, or they just might not be feeling well. You might not be feeling well, all right? That's the blue zone. And then we've got our red zone. And our red zone means our athlete is angry, is frustrated, and feels like they're about to explode. Well, where does Mr. Flexible come into all of this? This is our superhero, our social skills superhero, Mr. Flexible. Well, at Empowered Sports and Fitness, we see tons of athletes that range in age, that range in different physical, adaptive, and cognitive abilities, that have different individual educational plans or behavioral plans. Mr. Flexible can be used in particular situations where maybe you have an athlete that struggles with change, that struggles with transition, that struggles with having something new introduced into their life, or maybe it requires them to have to wait while someone else goes first. Well, that is where we can introduce Mr. Flexible, okay? And for today's game, we're going to be doing an obstacle course, all right? And as this particular athlete goes through the obstacle course, and I'm going to be the athlete, Coach Mike, what I'm going to have here on the side is a check-in system. Some of our athletes really need that visual input, and they need that structure so that they can follow along with what's happening. Sometimes when we introduce them to something new and they're not really sure what that new thing is, that can cause a lot of anxiety. It can bring up that worry inside of them. And what am I supposed to be doing? And what are the rules? And I don't know how to play. And oh, I can't do this. So having a visual, a structure like this with a check system can help that athlete be guided through the game, okay? So what I have here is the athlete's name. We've got game 1, game 2, game 3. And you could title the games, whatever 3 games you choose, that's where those titles can go. And then underneath the title of the game, you've got 2 check boxes. The first box represents, did your athlete have focused eyes and listening ears? If they did during that game, you can give them a check. The second box represents, did that athlete have a calm, safe body? If they did, give them a check. Awesome. And you can use those check boxes throughout the rest of your games. Checking in with your athlete. Coach Mike, did you have focused eyes and listening ears? Awesome, you get a check. Coach Mike, did you have a calm, safe body during that game? And I want you to be honest. I think I did. Maybe. I saw you knocked over a couple of cones, or you kicked a couple of hurdles, or you threw a couple of spot marks. Is that having a calm, safe body? No, it's not. All right, so in this round, we didn't get our check mark for a calm, safe body, but maybe in the next round, we can earn our 2 checks. Sound good? Okay, awesome. So let's go ahead and get started with our game, which is going to be an obstacle course. And I'm going to show you what I run into as a coach sometimes when I give my athlete a choice and they had one thing in mind when I had something else in mind. And I'm going to show you how you can communicate back and forth with your athlete to help them through that transition. Okay? So, Coach Mike, today we're going to be doing an obstacle course. You have cones that you can weave in and out of. You've got spot markers that you can jump on, and you have hurdle steps that you can step over. Coach Mike, I want to see you weave in and out of the cones. No, I don't want to weave in and out of the cones. I want to jump on the spot markers. I know you really want to jump on the spot markers, but first, I want to see you weave in and out of the cones. Then you can jump on the spot markers. Deal? Okay, deal. So, your athlete is working through a little bit of a struggle, a little bit of a conflict with you. They want to do one thing, you want them to do another. Language that I like to use with an athlete if a situation like that comes up is first this, then that. So they still get to do the thing that they want, but first they have to try something else. So what does that require? Remind your athlete that requires being flexible. Okay, so first they have to weave in and out of the cones. Awesome job, Coach Mike. And then they get to jump on the spot markers. Very nicely done, Coach Mike. So, if they did an awesome job, I would come over to my check-in sheet and I would ask them, Coach Mike, did you have focused eyes and listening ears? Yeah, you did, Coach Mike. You followed the instructions. First, you weaved in and out of the cones, and then you jumped over the spot markers. You did an awesome job being flexible. Did you have a calm, safe body? Yes, you had a calm, safe body. You didn't touch any of the cones, and you didn't pick up any of the spot markers. Awesome job. Okay. Moving on. What happens if you decide to call on another athlete instead of Coach Mike? So, for example, Coach Brian, I want to see you step over the hurdles. No, I want to go. I want to go. It's my turn. It's Coach Mike's turn. Coach Brian just went. Oh, I hear you, Coach Mike. It really sounds like you want to churn. And it also sounds like you're a little upset and frustrated. That's okay. But remember, we have to be flexible. We have to give other people turns as well. First, Coach Brian will go. And then second, Coach Mike can go. Sound good? Deal? Okay, thank you for being flexible, all right? But sometimes our athlete can be pretty inflexible, all right? And in moments like that, where I see that they're struggling and they're really about to get upset, sometimes I'll let that athlete work through those feelings, or I might ask the other athlete, Coach Brian, Coach Mike really wants a turn. Would it be okay if Coach Mike joined you? Or would it be okay if Coach Mike went before you? Oh, thank you, Coach Brian. Thank you for being so flexible. Coach Mike, what can you say to Coach Brian? Thank you, Coach Brian. Nice job. Can I see a high five? Excellent. So we're working on a little bit of teamwork as well as being flexible. But let's go back to that first scenario where Coach Mike really wanted a turn, but we're going to give Coach Brian that turn to step over the hurdles. Okay? So, Coach Brian steps over the hurdles. Ha ha ha! Coach Brian, what happened there? Why did we kick the hurdles? Because I wanted to. I was feeling kind of silly. Oh, you're feeling kind of silly? What zone would that put you in? Did you have a green body? Or what did you have? I had a yellow body. I just really wanted to kick those hurdles, and I was feeling kind of silly, and I saw one of my other athletes or one of my other friends do it. Coach Justin, he was kicking them, so I thought I could kick them. Oh, man, we were doing such a good job. We had focused eyes and listening ears in that game, right? We had focused eyes and listening ears. But did we have a calm, safe body? No. So, I'm sorry, Coach Brian, but we don't get a check that round. Okay? So, this is a scaffolding that you can use at home for your athlete. It may or may not work. Again, it depends on the physical, the adaptive, the cognitive, the educational plan, the behavioral plan that you have in place. But this is a method that I sometimes like to use with my athletes. It gives them structure. It gives them purpose. It gives them that visual input that they need when they feel lost or a transition happens too fast or trying something new. Okay? So once again, the name of our game is Mr. Flexible. Okay? And you can use your checklist to make sure that your athlete did a good job. Now, what happens if your athlete doesn't get all of their checks? Well, that's okay. All right? Nobody's perfect, but maybe we set a goal. Maybe it's 4 out of 6 or 8 out of 10 checks. It's up to you, okay? And if that athlete gets all their checks, maybe there's something that they've been wanting to do all day. Maybe it's they wanted to play a video game or get some screen time on their iPad or watch their favorite TV show or watch some YouTube clips. Whatever it is, you can put that at the very end of the sheet, all right? Or at the bottom. And you can say, goal. Our goal was 15 minutes of video games. Whatever you want that to be for your athlete. Find out what they're passionate about, what they love, and you can use that as something that they can work towards, okay? Please remember to keep moving, have fun, and stay tuned for our next video.